Hey guys, Nary here from Drakewing Gaming. Some of you know me on Twitter, the Gaming Dragon. Today I'm coming back at you another Let's Play episode of Temptation's Ballad. So, I'm recording this late at night, gonna be a little bit quieter than usual. Guys, please sit back and enjoy for the next 18 minutes while I entertain you, and let's jump right in. Alarm changer up, and let's go. Load. There we go. Okay. Oh, no, wait. Alright, we're already in there. Sweet. Okay. Alright, let's do it, guys. I mean, if you want me to be, if you want to be... We've only met for a little while, but it's been a fun and eventful day with you. A shy smile grew across Artemy's face as she looked up at her companion.
Of course. I will treasure our friendship for years to come, Sir Sid. Thank you.
A similar smile grew on Sid as he grinned to himself with glee.
Ha! See, Mom? I have friends who aren't toads, too. Did you say something? Oh, it's nothing.
Sid suddenly winced and clutched his side in pain. Dark, ugly bruises littered across his torso and arms. One fighter of you managed to land a solid uppercut into Sid's face earlier.
That last guy really didn't pull his punches. You mustn't push yourself too hard, Sir Sid. Here, I believe I can help with that.
Artemy pressed her hand against Sid's arm.
Cure wounds.
A gentle tingling static slowly flooded Sid's body as the unmistakable golden glow of celestial magic illuminated her hand. Sid watched in amazement as he felt his bruises gradually faded along with his exhaustion. Despite the discomfort of the tingling static that caused his fur to stand on end, Sid suddenly felt re-energized. He hopped onto his feet and experimentally feinted a few punches in the air.
Whoa! This is amazing! All my soreness is gone. I practically feel new. I didn't know you could cast magic too, Miss Knight.
Artemy chuckled and bowed her head bashfully.
You flatter me. My education with the church included swordsmanship training by holy paladins as well as healing magic by clerics. It is natural that I should aid in easing my comrades' wounds.
A big, giddy grin spread across Sid's face as he plopped back onto his seat.
I still can't believe I'm working with the creators chosen on my first day as an adventurer. This is so cool! It's an honor to work with the future savior of the world. Oh, the honor is all mine. I never imagined I'd have the chance to work with such kind people on my first mission.
Aw, you're just being honest. Just being modest.
You're the chosen one, for crying out loud. Every day must be full of exciting stuff to do and people to meet. A little commoner like me is probably small stuff compared to what you go through.
Artemy's smile faltered as she stared at the floor quietly.
You are mistaken. I'm afraid I've spent most of my life within the Grand Cathedral and do not have much experience with the world outside the church district. Today has been the most eventful day of my life, for better or worse.
She peered up at Sid curiously.
Pardon my intrusion, Sir Sid, but I have been wondering. I am here due to my duties as a knight of the church, but what about you? You mentioned that you wanted to be an adventurer. What drives an ordinary man to pursue such a dangerous profession?
Sid stared down at the wooden table with a hint of embarrassment.
It's kind of silly if I'm being honest. I suppose it's fine if I share this with the creators chosen. You gotta promise not to laugh, though.
Artemy suddenly stood up and bowed, drawing curious stares from nearby onlookers. Nope, sorry. Saved too early. Okay.
Worry not, Sir Sid. You have my word and my silence. Hey, sit back down. It's not that big of a deal. As you wish.
Sid fiddled with the hem of his shirt quietly.
You see, the reason I want to be an adventurer so badly, it's true that I've always admired the glory and the fame of adventurers, but the real reason...
He looked with a bittersweet smile on his face.
It's all for my mom.
Artemy frowned, confused.
I understand. Mothers can have high and demanding expectations, but at the end of the day, they simply want what's best for us.
Sid snorted at a laugh.
Oh, my mom never really asked anything of me. She spoils me too much. I could be the world's worst layabout, and she'd probably still baby me all day. Huh? You see, the reason I want to be an adventurer is because I want to grow rich and successful so that I can give my parents an easy life when they grow old.
Sid scratched his head, his ears drooping with a hint of insecurity.
I'm going to be real honest. I'm not exactly the smartest guy. Kind of stupid, really. I told my parents I got disinterested in my previous apprenticeship jobs as the reason why I kept getting let go, but the truth is that I kept messing up on the simplest tasks and pissing off my bosses and got genuinely fired. Especially that last job with the scribe.
He sighed heavily.
I've kind of come to terms with the fact that I'll never manage to get a good job that pays well. I'm not that smart, but I'm a big guy who can hold my own in a fight. Adventuring sounds like the only job I had a chance of being successful in.
A shy, fond smile spread across Sid's face.
I owe my mom a lot. She never complained about me, never once got mad. Never. I know I wasn't an easy kid to raise, and she did that all while supporting my dad's wild dream of being the world's best cheesemaker. I'd come home every single night to tell her I failed another apprenticeship, and she'd always tell me that it's all right, I'm doing my best. All the while pretending she's not exhausted from work and hiding her back pain from me.
Sid's hand squeezed into fists as he looked up with determination.
I really need to make something of myself. For her.
Artemy felt her heart writhe uncomfortably at Sid's confession.
Your mother is lucky to have you as a son.
Sid laughed.
I'm not so sure about that, but thank you. It means a lot to hear from the Creator's chosen herself.
Artemy fell into a deep silence as she pondered Sid's words. A deep, ugly feeling snaked through her chest as she recounted how warm and fond Sid sounded as he spoke about his mother. She shook her head up sharply and tried to ignore it. Artemy was the Creator's chosen. It was natural that Her Excellency expected more from her. This was the duty that she was born with. Even still, Artemy could not quite block out the painful envy that was gnawing through her heart. Oh. Halfway through the intermission break, Artemy was surprised to see a familiar large crocodile approach their table. Val's massive frame cut through the crowd and cast a looming shadow over them like a mountain at high noon. Despite the fact that Sid stood at a similar height, the crocodile's mere presence seemed to dwarf him in comparison. Artemy stiffened as Val's gaze studied them closely.
May we help you?
Pardon my intrusion. I have been watching you too. The large fighter nodded towards each of them respectively. You're a strong and capable young man. And you, a sincere and honorable young knight. I don't understand why good folks such as yourself decided to work for a man like Colladai Bonebreaker. Why associate yourselves with a leech that blatantly profits off of others' hard work and spoiled off of his father's success? Artemy and Sid exchanged perturbed glances. This was rather out of the blue.
Well, he's my new boss and all. And I always dreamed of working for Marrow Bonebreaker. Cole's like one step closer to my hero.
Val scoffed. Then you are better off working for Marrow directly. At least Marrow is a truly strong and honorable man. I can respect that. His son, on the other hand, is a joke. I have no doubt that Colladai has already lulled you into a disadvantageous contract or unfavorable working conditions.
Well,
Sid stuttered for a moment and fell silent. Val turned towards Artemy. And you? Why has an honorable knight of the church stooped to working with scum like Colladai? Artemy glowered at him.
And why do you ask, sir?
Simply out of concern for your well-being, young lady. Wouldn't want good folk like you to be tricked by questionable characters. Artemy stood up from her seat and glared at Val solemnly.
I believe I am capable of judging one's character on my own, thank you.
Sid glanced anxiously between the two of them and tugged on her sleeve.
Hey, maybe we shouldn't try to piss off the toughest guy here.
Artemy shrugged him off.
For example, I believe you do not care for me nor my comrade's well-being. You're simply acting out of contempt for Sir Cole. That is a quality I find more untrustworthy than anything he has done thus far.
The crocodile's brow furrowed into a deep scowl. The air grew heavy as Artemy and Val glared into each other's eyes with fierce intensity. Sid shrunk into his seat, watching the two apprehensively. Suddenly Val broke into a hearty laugh and slapped Artemy playfully on the shoulder. Ha! There's quite a spine on this one. If you face Colladai with that same attitude, I suppose I have nothing to worry about. You, on the other hand, Val turned towards Sid, who had nearly disappeared under the table during their confrontation. You better watch out for yourself. The world is not kind to soft warriors. I like Val. With a satisfied smile, the large crocodile turned around and retreated from their table. Artemy and Sid watched him leave with uncertain looks.
Excuse me. What a strange man. Was that a test of some sort? I'm getting real mixed messages from that guy. He seems to have real beef with the boss. I wonder what Cole did to piss him off so much. That is a tale we can ask of Sir Cole once he returns with the crown.
Artemy took a deep breath and sank back into her seat.
I almost lost my cool there for a moment. I must train harder to control my temperament. When that man spoke so cruelly of Sir Cole, I felt my blood boil.
You think there's any merit to what Val was saying about Cole?
I do not know their history, but Sir Cole has been very kind to me during our brief acquaintance. I will see to it that no one dishonors his reputation.
Artemy glanced at Sid doubtfully. Sorry, guys, 1 second. Okay.
Do you believe there's truth to Val's words? Well, it's true the boss got a little heated when talking about the terms of my employment. But that's probably because he wanted to make sure I didn't spill the beans about his magic casting to his dad. And he didn't act very heroically when that street urchin kid jumped into our wagon asking for help. But that's also probably because he realized the kid stole stuff. I don't know, this is all too deep for a guy like me. In either case, Cole's been good to me. He took a chance and formed an adventuring party with me when no one else would. I trust him.
Artemy nodded in agreement.
I share the same sentiment. Let us put Val's doubtful words behind us and focus on today's mission, lest we become distracted. Oh, speaking of which, Boss has been gone for a long time. I wonder what's taking so long. And do you think he ran into trouble during his search? Well, maybe. He told us not to worry about it, but I guess it wouldn't hurt to check. You stay here and watch over our stuff. I'll go find him. Very well. Do give me a shout if you run into danger, Sir Sid.
Oh, no.
I will do.
Oh, no. Meanwhile, in Clyde's office, the air was thick with the scent of sweat and sex. The large tiger let out a hearty laugh as he lounged on the couch with Cole resting on his lap. Ha! 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 This is why you're my favorite visitor around here. I'm glad we stayed friends after a little fling didn't work out. Cole rolled his eyes as he nuzzled under Clyde's chin.
This again? It wasn't that serious to begin with.
True, but I miss just talking to you about things without worry. Clyde chuckled and ran his hand gently through Cole's hair. You're horrible for my health, but boy are you fun. Cole felt a slight sliver of guilt sliver through his chest as he looked up at his friend.
Yeah,
I sure am. He sat up from his snuggling and pinched Clyde's cheeks in a seemingly playful manner. Sorry about this, pal.
Huh?
Cole pressed his fingers against either side of his friend's temples, and the sparking static of magic flowed through them. Charm person! Arcane static crackled from Cole's fingertips as Clyde's eyes rolled into the back of his head. The large tiger slumped against the couch limply with a groan. Huh? Why do I feel so woozy? Clyde's voice was slurred and sluggish, as though fully intoxicated. That sliver of guilt grew in Cole's chest, but he swallowed it down. Don't worry, this is all just a dream. You'll forget this ever happened soon enough. I'm going to ask you some questions, okay? Heh. Anything you want, my little coleslaw. I miss you so much. Why did you leave me? Cole groaned and buried his face in his hands. This is a little more difficult than he expected. He took a deep breath and steadied himself. Come on, focus. He's got a job to do. You got your hands on a black crown earlier today, didn't you? Where is it? Clyde giggled. Right over here, Coleslaw. Didn't know you liked this kind of fancy shit. Clyde stumbled off the couch and drunkenly made his way towards the corner of his office. He ran his hands over the brick walls and pressed against an oddly spaced stone. Suddenly the wall rumbled as several bricks slid away to reveal a hidden vault. Clyde fumbled with the lock on the vault and opened it to reveal a large obsidian crown inside. Here you go. Cole yelped as the crown was tossed carelessly at him. I got what I came here for. That was easier than I thought. Huh? Uh-oh. Ooh. God, that thing looks painful. Cole stared at the obsidian crown in his hands. There were large, empty sockets where jewels were previously present. Hey, the night lady said that this thing had like 4 big rubies on it. Where'd they go? Clyde let another loopy laugh as he sauntered onto the couch. We took them out to sell them separately. It's a lot more profitable that way. Oh, fuck, really? Where are all the rubies now? One of them was snatched up by a buyer right off the bat. I don't know who the buyer actually is, though. They sent a middleman to make the purchase for a pretty penny. I made several months' worth of profit off this one deal. This isn't good. Weirdest thing. The biggest gem out of the 4 disappeared right under our noses. We spent hours looking for it, but it's nowhere to be found. It's like the darn thing grew legs and snuck away. Oh, I'll bet. Val's real pissed that gem was the biggest one. We could have made so much gold off of it. What about the last 2 gems? Don't tell me you lost those too. Oh, nah, Val's holding on to the last 2 for safekeeping. Said he didn't trust me to hang on to them, that fucker. Cole took a deep breath and closed his eyes to ponder the situation. This complicates things. It's going to be harder to pry the crown off of Val. Cole's charm person spell was too weak to work on someone so suspicious of him. Val's got a bit of a gambling problem, though, so maybe... Clyde suddenly let out a groan and rubbed his temples. Ugh, my head hurts. Why is the world spinning so much? Oh, hold on, I got you. Cole rushed to the tiger's side and gently helped him to a more comfortable position on the couch. Oh my. He brushed his hand against Clyde's cheek softly. Thanks for your help, big guy. Why don't you take a little nap? Clyde instantly yawned, his eyes fluttered with drowsiness as he stared up at Cole, unfocused. I'm glad I could help. I love you, my little coleslaw. The tiger yawned again before slowly drifting off to sleep. Cole felt hollow. He brushed Clyde's forehead gently and leaned down to plant a soft kiss on his cheek. It's better that you left me. You deserve someone a little more honest anyway. Thumping footsteps in the hallway suddenly snapped Cole out of his thoughts. A soft voice called out behind the door. Hey, is that Clyde? Is this that Clyde dude's office? Hello, boss? Are you in there? The door swung open before Cole could even respond. There you are. I thought... Sid's eyes almost bulged out of his head as he caught sight of the very naked Cole on top of an equally nude and snoozing Clyde. His gaze shifted rapidly from their exposed bodies to the dripping trail of wetness that was still leaking between Cole's legs. A red hue slowly enveloped the badger's face as his jaw hung open in shock. Cole groaned as Sid stood frozen in the doorway for several long moments. Are you just gonna keep staring? Either join in or get out of here. Huh? Well, of course not. I'm not gay. Sorry for interrupting. Sid immediately leapt for the door and slammed it shut behind him. Wow. Oh my god. Artemis glanced up from their table to see Sid barreling towards her in utter panic. Sir Sid, your face is so red. Are you feeling unwell? I'm fine. Everything is absolutely fine. Are you certain? You look as red as a tomato. What's all this racket about? The two of them looked up to see Cole squeezing through the crowd while adjusting his loincloth. Oh, Sir Cole. It's good to see you return safely. It appears there's something wrong with Sir Sid. I'm perfectly okay. Despite his insistence, Sid's face was indeed flushed red. His eyes darted with sideways glances towards Cole, especially towards the faint trail of white still leaking between his legs. Cole gave the badger a sly grin and a wink. See something you like? What? No! Why would I be interested in that kind of stuff? I'm not gay! Artemis frowned in confusion. Why are you unhappy, Sir Sid? Did something upsetting happen? At this point, Sid's mind appeared to be shut down entirely as he gaped blankly. Everyone stop paying attention to me! Boss, did you find what you were looking for? Cole tried to stifle a laugh at the badger's breakdown. Kinda? He pulled out a small canvas bag from his belt. Alright, Nighty, I've got some good news and some bad news. The good news is that I found your weird crown. He glanced around to make sure no one was looking before pulling open the bag. Hidden inside was a large obsidian crown he grabbed from Clyde. My, you found it! Excellent job, Sir Cole. I can't thank you enough. Can we talk about something? This thing looks evil, right? Alright, I'm going to pause it right here, guys. I got a little bit of editing to do in this one. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell. Leave a super thanks or a tip if you can. It always helps. Until the next video, I love you all. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye!